ever feel like you have tried absolutely everything to grow your business? You've paid bucket loads of money for all kinds of courses and coaching and mentoring. You've done the challenges, you've done the Facebook challenge, you've done the Instagram challenge, you've done the TikTok challenge, you've done the YouTube challenge, you've done it all, and still you're no further ahead. You've set the goals, you've set the intentions, you've been consistent, but you're still not where you want to be in your business. Well, if that's you, first of all, you're in very good company. And secondly, you're in the right place because today we're doing a deep dive into why it's not your fault. It's your brain. So today I am very thrilled and honored to have with us Morry Zelcovitch, who is the founder of MindTrainer Pro and a Brainwave entrainment expert. Welcome, Morry. It's great to have you here today. So, um, Morry, my first question for
Sorry,
you.
thank you.
Yeah, great to have you here. So, recently I heard someone say, we can't change our habits until we change our beliefs. Is that true?
I'm not sure that I would say beliefs. I would say state of mind, though.
Okay. All right. So, so many people have struggled. They've tried to, break out and be successful online marketers, network marketers, affiliate marketers, successful entrepreneurs. And really, I know a lot of people have worked really hard, Morry, and they still, and as I said, they've taken all the courses, they've done all this stuff, and they're still not where they want to be. So, why is that? From a brain perspective.
Well, generally speaking, everything we feel, whether we realize it or not, is the result of chemistry. It's the result of the chemistry that our neurons, our brain cells produce. And you can take all the courses you want, you can do everything you want to do, but if your brain isn't cooperating with anything you're learning, if you have some deep-seated fear, if you have some belief system, if when you were young, there's that old thing, the conversation you overheard from the top of the stairs when your parents were saying, we can't go to Florida this year. Unless, of course, you're already in Florida, that won't make sense. But the idea is we can't go on vacation this year because we don't have the money. We can't go because this or that, or, maybe you had friends who had new cars all the time and they were always going on trips, but you couldn't afford to do it. So you had this belief system that there just isn't enough wealth for everybody.
Right.
And
Or maybe you heard your parents say things like money's evil, or,
yeah,
maybe you were surrounded, you were in an environment where you were told you were stupid or you weren't as
yeah.
smart as, maybe you had an older brother, sister that appeared to be smarter than you. And so you got these beliefs, these patterns in your brain, right? That you're not good enough or limiting beliefs around money or something, correct?
Oh, yeah, that happens all the time. And if we don't understand the origins of these things, it's difficult to defeat them. It's like an enemy that you don't see and you don't even
So
know exists.
yeah. So, Maury, again, so many people, myself included, have done all kinds of things for mindset training, whether it's meditation or, affirmations or writing things out. We've read books, we've listened to seminars on mindset, and we understand, at least we think we understand the importance of shifting our mindset. And we've worked so hard at it, but still we're stuck. We're stuck at a certain level. I mean, I think lots of people have spent hours and hours and hours, and again, lots more money trying to, shift their mindset, as people say. So, what does it take? I mean, it seems like it's really, really, really hard. What does it take to rewire these brains of ours?
As long as we feel like we have to make an effort, that's going to be a problem. Because if we don't get exactly what we want right away, we start feeling like we're not worthy or we haven't made enough of an effort, or maybe we're just not meant for it. We're not meant to be successful. We're not meant to make a lot of money. So and so is, I'm not, all these different belief systems. As I mentioned before, everything is chemistry. So when you have these feelings, that feeling of not being worthy, or that feeling of not succeeding, or that feeling of it being too big a challenge, that is actually a result of your brainwave activity creating chemistry that makes you feel that way. With the Mind Trainer Pro series, It's designed to affect that chemistry on a basic level. So there's more than one way to skin a cat, as they say. There's more than one way to change your attitude. One way might be to read a book and change your beliefs if you can. Another way
Yeah.
would change that chemistry at its most basic level. Brainwave entrainment works from the level of something called the frequency following response. It's the same thing that happens when you listen to music and you tap your feet without thinking about it, or you bop your head without thinking about it. If you're having a problem that you can't get over that hump, we can help you by giving you different brainwave activity, which changes your chemistry, and that will change your belief systems automatically because it's the chemistry again that lets you feel the way you feel. So we want you to feel positive. We want you to feel successful. We want you to realize that you're supposed to be these things because that's why it feels good. But when you get a
Right.
success story, it feels good, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That's what we want to instill in you so we can give you that successful feeling without actually having to have the success in the beginning. And then that ends up creating the success
Right.
secondarily, as opposed to needing the success to feel good. You can feel good and then get to the success.
So, Morry, I am so excited about this because over the last 12 years, I have mentored, trained, coached, sold courses to thousands and thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs. And I've worked with a lot of people one on one very closely. And to be brutally, brutally honest, there are a small handful of people that I've worked with who've had massive, significant, like really, really significant, absolutely life altering changes, but a handful. And, I've struggled as a coach, as a mentor, as an entrepreneur, um, to really figure out how can I really help people. And so I'm super excited about MindTrainer Pro because I feel like, look, you can take all the courses on the planet. You can read all the books on the planet about mindset and, positivity or whatever. And it's still very likely that you're not going to shift because we haven't actually rewired that brain. We haven't started producing different chemicals in the brain. So to me, this is like really, truly potentially life altering for people. Would you agree with that?
If people use the technology on a regular basis, it's like exercise. If you're in bad shape, if all you do is eat potato chips and drink Coca-Cola and watch Netflix all your life, you're going to likely be flabby. You're going to likely be out of shape. If you exercise it regularly, if you go for a half an hour walk every day, you will gain benefits from that. That's what this is. It doesn't matter if you believe your muscles will get stronger or if you will get stronger. If you do the work, you will get stronger. Whether you believe in it or not, it will happen automatically. That's what this does because a lot of people pay attention to their bodies, but they don't pay attention to their brains. And you want an unfair advantage over everybody else? Pay attention to your brain. Don't just offer this stuff to your clients or to your customer base. Use it yourself
Yeah.
because that's what's going to give you the advantage and that's what's going to get the muscle here working and that's what's going to give you the potential to make money, to make yourself successful. That's what's going to set you apart from everybody else.
So tell us a little bit about the experience that someone can expect if they start using MindTrainer Pro. They all you do is you sit back, relax, and listen to recordings with over the ear headphones, right?
Yeah, that's correct. So the thing is, everybody's going to get their own experience. It's going to be different because everybody's brain is different and what everybody needs is different. I might need self-confidence. You might need desire to take action. The thing is, you will get whatever it is you need more than you will get what you think you need. So if you try
Mm.
to direct yourself in a specific area, you might actually be holding yourself back. And that, frankly, might be some of the problem now. You know, if I start believing in somebody else's technique and that technique isn't working for me, but I think maybe I'm not worthy or maybe I'm not trying hard enough, I might end up wasting a lot of time
And
trying to do
money.
what this other person does and money, sure.
Yeah.
But if I trust myself that I'm going to be able to accomplish what I need to accomplish in order to be successful, that's when I'm going to be successful. In my view, you get people like Tony Robbins, very successful, Deepak Chopra, very successful, Oprah Winfrey, very successful. But you know, the only problem they have in all of their systems is a problem MindTrainer Pro doesn't have. They are designing everything based on their experience. It's not based on your experience. MindTrainer Pro optimizes you, your mind, your brain. Oprah Winfrey had different parents, different experiences, different religious upbringing, different belief systems, different friends, different this, different that. Her system, Tony Robbins' system, that's what's missing is the customization of your brain. You're not going to likely get the same results Oprah gets because you're not Oprah. You're not going to likely get the same effects that Tony Robbins gets because you're not Tony Robbins. But if you could optimize your brain the way they've optimized their brain, that, in my view, is the secret sauce. That's what's missing from all these other people's systems. It's not that they're not brilliant, they are, but they can only design things based on them and their results. You are not them. So what makes MindTrainer Pro different is when you start using it, it's not teaching you something. It's optimizing you so what you learn becomes something personal. So what you learn becomes something you can use directly and successfully for yourself and for your client base. That's the difference. It's all about
So,
optimizing you, not optimizing you to look like Tony Robbins, but optimizing you to look like you, whoever you are.
so let's say you're passionate about YouTube. I'm going to choose my own platform that I love. You're passionate about YouTube and you've just taken several courses and you're excited about it and you want to get out there and you want to start doing videos to grow your business and everything. You've got all the knowledge. You know the steps. You know exactly what to do. You've even got Chat GPT to, write the description, write the script for you, write the title for you, come up with some ideas for you for a thumbnail, and you're stuck. It's not that you're lacking knowledge at all. It's not that you're lacking skills at all. You're stuck. Well, I'm super busy this week. I've got this thing going on, that thing going on, and next week there's something else and something else. Can MindTrainer Pro help you?
There are certain brainwave levels, states, if you will, that are prone to help people with creativity, that are helping people with energy, that are helping people with intellect, that are helping people with pretty much anything. So if you're having that little roadblock or writer's block, as writers used to call it, then it just is a matter of getting you over that hump. And that's done relatively easily. Put on headphones and have a little frequency going. That will help you over it. In other words, there have been times when I don't know what's coming out of my mouth next, but I trust in my instinct.
Right.
And I trust my instinct because of using MindTrainer Pro every single day, because I know that what I need to say is what I'm going to say. Right now, I don't have a prefab answer for any of these things you're asking me that's coming to me. I trust that it's going to be there. If I overthink it, I'm going to be going, and I'm not going to say anything
Right.
intelligent. I'm not going to say anything that makes any sense. But because I trust myself to have the brainwave activity, to have the creativity, to have the insight that is necessary to get the point across, it's coming. That's all you need. When you do a TikTok, when you do a YouTube video, when you do an Instagram short or whatever they're called, all of these things are dependent on your ability to communicate with the person who will be watching, who will be listening. You don't have to think, you don't have the benefit of standing in front of an audience and seeing their reaction when you do a
Right.
video. But if you use your instinct, if you use your best guidance for yourself. If you just let yourself go, if I get in front of a camera and go, hey, I'm Morry Zelcovitch, and I am the top brainwave entrainment expert on the planet Earth. And this is why I'm the top, and this is why you should be listening to me. And this and that, and this and that, and this and that. Well, now I'm getting across energy. I'm getting across an intention. I'm getting across what I want to get across. But
Okay,
if
Morry.
I'm worried about how
But
you're going to take
sorry,
it,
I have to interrupt you because I know there are people watching this, listening to this who are saying, yeah, but that's not me. I'm not going to go out there and wing it. I don't feel comfortable with that at all. Like this trusting your gut thing. No, 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 no. I'm sorry. That's that guy's personality. That's not my personality. I want to have the script. I want to have it all written out. I need to know what I'm going to say before I turn that camera on.
you just gave yourself the formula for success then. That's what you
Okay.
need to do. Write yourself a script. If you have a hard time writing a script, say, hey, ChatGPT, this is who I am. This is what I'm like. This is my skill set. This is what I'm good at. This is what I'm not good at. Please write me a script that will be interesting to people to help influence them and inspire them to take action based on what I'm going to say and what I'm going to talk about. And ChatGPT will do that. So stay within your comfort zone. That's fine. And then rewrite it so it makes sense to you. And
And
then read it
then,
if you have to read it.
okay. And how can MindTrainer Pro help people who are like, but well, I don't feel comfortable on camera. We're using whether it's YouTube or doing a Facebook video or TikTok or just writing copy for emails or writing copy
Sure.
for social media posts, whatever it is. How can MindTrainer Pro specifically help people get over whatever that hurdle, that block is for them that feels like it's keeping them stuck?
Well, here's an example. I use MindTrainer Pro all the time. So the first thought that comes to my mind is use that supposed negative to your advantage because you're likely not the only person who feels that way.
For
So tell
sure.
people, hey, look, I'm not a Hollywood star. I'm not the person who goes up there and goes, hey, look at me. I'm all lively and I'm all this and I'm all that. I have a script in front of me because I'm not like that. But you know what? My script was inspired to help people like me, like you, who aren't like that, who don't have this vibrancy that just naturally pours out of them and comes out of them. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here to help. This is why I have this system, these products, these services for you because they will help you the same way they help me. Everyone doesn't have to be lively. Everyone doesn't have to be off the cuff. Everyone doesn't have to do everything off the top of their head. You're not like that. Fine. You know what? Neither am I. Now, all of a sudden, what I thought was a negative is something relatable. It's suddenly
Yeah,
become a very strong positive because not everybody is lively and not everybody is going to be able to go off the cuff. But that's okay.
absolutely.
Be who you are. Be natural to who you are. And that's why MindTrainer Pro helps because it'll give you that incentive. It'll give you that inspiration to say, I don't have to be like this. I can
Cool.
read. I don't have to, like I'm looking at the camera now, but I don't have to look at the camera. I can say, look, that isn't who I am. I don't know these things off by heart. So I'm going to read it to you, but I'm listen to what I have to say because just because I'm reading it doesn't mean that I can't help.
Right.
Now
And
a negative is a positive.
MindTrainer Pro can really help you uh, gain that confidence to be able to be yourself, right?
Yes.
Because you said it's
Yes.
all about being the best version of you. Those are my words, but right?
Sure. Yeah.
So you've got lots of different programs in MindTrainer Pro, lots and lots. And within each program, there are a whole bunch of different, within each system, there are a whole bunch of different recordings. So I'm going to ask you a tricky question because I know that, it's not black and white. Everybody's different. Everybody has different challenges, different things that are holding them back. But if you had to recommend just one system for people who are struggling to grow their business, what would that system be?
Oh, you know what?
I
That's
knew
a
that was a
really good
difficult
question.
question.
That is a really good question. And I think if I had to go with just one, it would be mastery.
Self
It would be
mastery?
self-mastery, yeah. Because self-mastery is a kind of a generalized all sizes, one size fits all, but all sizes at the same time. It
Right.
adapts to the individual. It's less
Mhm.
about guiding you and more about letting you guide yourself and teaching you how to guide yourself without teaching you. It becomes an instinct because the thing is, everybody has an instinct. Whether you realize it or not, you are instinctive. You know how to act and react. But when we think about it too much, when we overthink, we get in our own way. So self-mastery is all about having that confidence in yourself and literally becoming a master of yourself, hence the name self-mastery. And once you start having that confidence that you can make a difference, that you can be helpful, that gives you more confidence. And then that builds more talent and more ability, which builds more confidence, which builds more talent and ability, which builds more confidence, which then builds more results.
Cool.
And that's all
Well,
you really need.
yeah, I mean, you happen to pick, I have not been through all of the systems you have, but I love self mastery. And I would say that I listen to that more than any other system. Um, and I know that you've got a recording in there on abundance. You've got a recording that's called Motivator, Optimizer. You've got recordings in there for, do you have creativity in there? I actually don't remember. Do you remember, Morry? I know you've done so many
Yeah,
recordings.
there's a mini system there that helps with creativity as well. Yes.
So there's so much in there. And Morry, one last question for you. Binaural beats are all the rage these days. You know, you
Sure.
go on YouTube, you go everywhere, you can find binaural beats. What is different about MindTrainer Pro than binaural beats, if in fact there is anything that's different?
So binaural beats utilize a certain kind of technology in order to create the perception of a beat, a pulse, bum, 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 bum. It utilizes one tone in this ear and another tone in this ear, and it's the difference between the tones that creates the perception of a beat. We use what we call advanced binaural beats. So we don't require headphones. Binaural beats require headphones. Using headphones will give you a stronger effect, but they're not required. We have technologies that I've developed over the years because I've been doing this for over 40 years, my research. So I've learned things that most people don't know about that are proprietary to the Morry method.
Mhm.
Hey, I pointed at the right logo that are then used in MindTrainer Pro, and they're not available anywhere else. So we use what's called advanced binaural beats, which are far stronger, have a much stronger effect. Generally speaking, things happen faster as a result. Benefits happen quicker, and they're stronger and they're longer lasting. So, without getting too sciencey, we are the next phase, the next stage, and then beyond that.
and
Binaural beats were what were around forever. We've advanced
and
them.
you don't just use binaural beats, is that right?
No, that's correct. I use something called isochronic tones, monaural tones, and I'm actually working on my own stimulation techniques as well. I actually have something I'm working on called word trainment, where I use words. And this is something you've never heard of before, by the way, and nobody has, because I'm still working on it. But it actually uses words as the entrainment tone. So you don't hear love, 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 love. But on a unconscious level, it is the word love. It is the
Okay.
word joy. It is the word happy. It is the word, excitement. I can actually create a word, use the word as a tone, so that on a subconscious level, the mind hears that word over and over and over again, along with whatever other programming we include to help people to feel better, to help people to be better, to be more resilient, and to be happier, to be more loving, to be more joyous. Any individual word I can convert into a tone. And when I'm ready, that will be a whole series of products that will come out as well.
And right now, you do have recordings where you're speaking, it's your voice,
Yeah,
right? So, I
yeah.
mean, that's not binaural beats, that's not isochronic
No,
tones, is it? What is that?
it's called Triliminal technology.
Okay,
And what it does is I speak to you in the left ear for the right hemisphere of the brain, in the right ear for the left hemisphere of the brain. That's how perception works, by the way. Anything in the left side goes to the right, anything in the right goes to the left. And then I also speak to you in the center for both. And often you hear it all at the same time. It's designed to work on something I call the negative reflexive thought process. So if people get a phone call at midnight, usually the first thought, if they're not used to getting calls at midnight, is, oh my God, what's wrong?
right.
Who's hurt? Who's sick? Who was in an accident? That kind of a thing. That's a negative reflexive thought process. If you get a bill in the mail, and you don't open it for days because you're afraid to see how high it is and how am I going to afford this, without even realizing that last month you got the same bill, the month before you got the same bill, and you still survived, but we're worried about it. So that's an idea of a negative reflexive thought. This kind of a system helps to retrain the brain away from those negative reflexive thoughts. And if something indeed does happen that is defined as negative by whoever's listening, then it allows them to recover faster and to
Okay,
stay
so
calm.
in MindTrainer Pro and your various systems, you're getting at the brain from all different angles, if you will, right?
Yes. Yes.
Super cool. So again, all you do is you sit back in a recliner or in bed or something.
Yeah.
Ideally, you're using over-the-ear headphones to get the maximum result, the best result, correct? And you listen. And you don't even have to, I say listen, but you're not even trying to pay attention or anything, are you, Morry?
That's correct. You can even fall asleep during the recordings. It makes no difference whatsoever. See, that's the other beauty about this technology is there's nothing to do, there's nothing to study, there's nothing to learn, there's no notes to take. You don't need to understand it. It's like you don't need to understand the process of inhaling oxygen, having it bind to red blood cells, and then those red blood cells travel throughout your body, feeding oxygen and nutrition to different cells. Most people don't know how that works. They don't even realize what I said is occurring. You don't need to know. You don't need to consciously make it happen. It just happens. That's what this technology is as well. You don't need to know how it works. You don't need to know what happens. It happens automatically. It takes advantage of natural processes in everybody's brain.
Love it.
Neuroplasticity, everything happens automatically because of the frequency following response, which again is something that happens when you listen to music. It's just that we happen to be concentrating on your neurons, your brain cells. And by doing so, we are able to allow you to take better control of yourself. Because this isn't about me teaching you how to do something or my genius or my brilliance training you in certain ways. It's about just a simple understanding of how the brain works, how brain frequencies work, how neural chemistry works, and then taking that knowledge, that information, and converting it into something that can help you to help yourself.
Morry, thank you so much for sharing all this with us. And I
Pleasure.
mean, this is truly the missing link to success. If you've been struggling, if you feel like you've spent bucket loads of money, you've been working hard, you feel like you've tried everything, this is the missing link. It's all about rewiring our brains, guys. So I want to invite you, if you found this interesting, first of all, I want to invite you to find out more about MindTrainer Pro. Get back to the person who invited you to watch this, listen to this. If you're here because I invited you, you can go to gloriamacdonald.com/MTP for MindTrainer Pro. And also, I want to invite you to join us in the Digital Marketers Success Network. If you found this kind of session interesting, helpful, hopeful, then I want to invite you to join us in the Digital Marketers Success Network, where we're all about finding solutions to truly help you grow your business. Whether you're passionate about AI, we have a whole call every week, a collaborative call on AI where people are coming, sharing ideas on how they're using AI. We've got courses on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on Instagram. Whatever you need to move your business forward, we've got it. So again, you can go to gloriamacdonald.com/DMSN for Digital Marketers Success Network. And if you use that link, that will automatically take you back to the person who invited you here. You don't have to get back to them. You can use that generic link and you will already be connected with them. So thank you very much, everyone. And I look forward to seeing you inside MindTrainer Pro and the Digital Marketers Success Network.